Charlie looked at Watanabe with a look of excitement and eagerness. He tapped his finger on the table twice, and said with a smile, "Mr. Watanabe, I never say anything that is unsure, if I can't cure it." "Of course, I won't say it." Watanabe was so excited immediately, he blurted out, "Mr. Wade. If you can really cure me, no matter what the conditions are, I will agree." For Watanabe, although he is not as rich as Takehiko, he is still one of Japan's top rich. After having so much money, making money has long ceased to be his first motivation in life. His first motivation is to enjoy life. Ironically, when it comes to enjoying life, you lose the body to enjoy life. For Watanabe, this kind of pain is an unbearable burden. However, this kind of hidden disease often has nothing to do with the amount of money or power and resources, but no matter how rich he is, the place cannot be used, and no one can save him. Charlie looked at Watanabe at this time, smiled lightly, and pointed to Takehiko Ito. "Mr. Watanabe, for the face of Mr. Ito and the reason you just promised to cooperate with Miss Song, I can cure your hidden illness, but I have another request." Watanabe was very excited. "If you have any requests, please mention them." Charlie gave a hum, and said, "It's the terms of cooperation between you and Miss Song, and make a little more concession." Watanabe nodded repeatedly, and couldn't wait to say, "How to make concessions, you decide the terms." Charlie smiled and said, "In this way, both of you will contribute capital at a ratio of 5 to 5, but the equity will be distributed at a ratio of 6 to 4. In other words, Miss Song's Song Group has to own 60% of the equity in the joint venture. Do you have any questions?" As soon as Charlie said this, Takehiko was blindfolded, and he thought to himself, "Charlie is too dark, right? Is this person always so dark? When he opens his mouth, he will invest 5 or 5 shares and share 4 or 6 shares. He ruined 10% of the shares. Moreover, this is not a project of several hundred million. For a steel company to invest at least 20 to 30 billion, if you want to take 10% of the shares of others, the corresponding amount is to go to 2 to 3 billion. However, Watanabe nodded and said without hesitation, "Mr. Wade, as long as you can heal me, I have no opinion on your condition." In the past few years, Watanabe has exhausted all his patience and hope in the process of seeking medical advice everywhere. Before he saw Charlie, he already had a very clear and affirmative understanding of this matter, that is, even if he let himself take out 10% or even 20% of his personal assets, as long as he can find it again the meaning and pleasure of being a man, he agreed without hesitation. After the money reaches a certain amount, it is just a number, no amount of practical significance. However, his own male prowess is half the fun of a man's entire life. Give up 10% of the shares and reap the joy of life for the other half of a man. This transaction is really worth it. Charlie nodded slightly, and said, "I have medicine here. You can take it and it will take effect." After that, he looked at Takehiko again and said, "Mr. Ito also helped me and Ms. Song a lot this time. I said before that I will help you to adjust your body before leaving. Mr. Ito will receive treatment together." As soon as Takehiko heard this, his heart was immediately excited. He thought to himself, from the changes before and after his daughter Nanako, I can see Charlie's supernatural powers. The injury that my daughter suffered at that time was helpless by all top doctors, but I didn't expect that Charlie would heal it. Even my daughter's injuries can be cured, so Charlie can treat me with this weak physique, and he can't help it. Thinking of this, he hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, thank you so much." Charlie smiled indifferently, and said, "Wait a moment, I will prepare the medicine." After that, he stood up and returned to the room arranged for him by the Ito family. After returning to the room, he took 2 clean glasses from the coffee table, and then poured half a glass of water into each. After pouring the water, he took a rejuvenation pill from his pocket. He scraped off some powder from the rejuvenating pill, and the powder immediately melted after falling into the water. 2 cups of water, a total of 1/10 of a rejuvenating pill. Charlie wasn't stingy. The main reason is that the conditions of the 2 people are different, and the demand for rejuvenating pills is not large. The first is Takehiko, who is physically weak, mainly due to the injuries and shocks he received in the accident, and the damage to his vitality after the amputation operation. In this case, a little rejuvenation pill is enough to replenish the blood he lost. As for Watanabe, his main problem is that his energy is sluggish. Rejuvenation pills can naturally replenish his energy, but replenishment is like filling a tank of fuel for a car that is out of fuel. If he drives this tank out of fuel, he will fall into it again. An immobile situation. Therefore, Charlie prepared to do both. First, use a little water added with rejuvenating pill powder to restore his essence, and then use a little aura to help him repair the loss of essence in his body, so that he can generate essence by himself like a normal man in the future. In this way, he will be able to restore his ability in that area. For Charlie, aura is the best scalpel. He can use aura to get rid of the lesions in a person's body, restore a person's blood chi, vitality and essence, and repair the body's damaged meridians. On the contrary, he can also use spiritual energy to abolish a person's blood, vitality, essence, and even meridians. At the time, Fredman, the chairman of Eastcliff Wilson Group, after getting together with Wendy, pretended to be forced in front of Charlie. After Charlie sealed his spirit with aura, he lost his ability to be a man. There is also a Japanese Sanda expert like Yamamoto Kazuki. After he had used the 4 words of the sick man in East Asia, he used aura to destroy the meridians throughout his body. Therefore, Charlie can now also use aura to repair Watanabe's new and damaged essence. When he came out with 2 glasses of water, both Takehiko and Watanabe were a little surprised. Charlie came to the 2 of them and handed the water cups to them respectively. "Come on, 2 of you, drink the medicine." The 2 looked at each other for a while. They didn't expect that the medicine Charlie said was only 2 glasses of white water. Seeing the 2 of them were surprised, Charlie smiled slightly. "You 2 will drink this glass of water, and you will know whether it will work." Takehiko nodded, picked up the cup, and said seriously, "Okay, Mr. Wade, I will drink now." After that, drank all the white water in the cup. Watanabe looked at Takehiko hesitantly, then at the water glass in front of him, hesitated again and again, and decided to hold the glass up and drink it with his head up. After a few seconds, both of them felt a different kind of warmth suddenly poured into their bodies, and a different kind of warm current flowed from their abdomen throughout their bodies. At this moment, the 2 of them were dumbfounded. Looking at each other, they could easily see the deep shock in each other's eyes.